And I do agree with like the pursuit of happiness. I don't think like anyone's ever truly fully happy like 100% always. I think you can have happy moments, but like it's the pursuit. It is. It's like the journey of your life is like the memories. Those are what's best in life.
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
Well, we'll just get into it because I never know how to start these things. But bro, I appreciate you for jumping on. This is Andy Gonzalez on the Relentless Project, kind of bringing a different look to the podcast. You know, we kind of got a little background about you. You're in all kinds of stuff. What would you say? This is a question I started asking. What would you, when someone says, "Hey, what do you do?" or who's Andy? Like, how do you respond to that question? Now,
someone told me this, so I started using it. I'm the connector, and it kind of goes along with my brand because I'm always connecting people. I like to help others like further their reach and their platform, and at the same time, it furthers my platform. So it's like some people might say, "Oh, you allowed to curse on here?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Dick riding or like, nah, bro. If people are showing love to me and supporting me, I'm gonna show the same shit back. So instead of like being a hater, or like, man, I would never do that like that, or I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people think.
That's an interesting way to put it because, yeah, I dick riding. That was
people are scared to show love now.
Yeah, you're like it's not manly to show love.
No, it's cool as fuck. Why would you not want to? Okay, so you let me on here. Now I'm gonna show people your podcast because of me. I'm on it for one, and you got other interesting shit on it. So maybe it could bring you new guests. It's just why would I want to hold that back from you or myself?
Or anyone, like especially if you're jumping on here, I'm assuming you like.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, why would you? What's the other term? Gatekeep. Why would you gatekeep that shit? Dude, I'm starting to learn all the new generation's terms, so we about to be doing that. But like Riz 1000 out here.
You sound like my jiu-jitsu coach, Dustin. He's like,
he be doing that?
Yeah, I don't know what year you were born, but he's early 40s, and he be saying some funny shit to me, and I'm like, bro.
I was born in 93, bro.
Oh, okay, you're 90s, baby.
Or a 1000 out here.
Yeah. Keep it 100.
I'm gonna keep this shit away from my daughter because she's about to clown the fuck out of me.
Keep it a stack.
Yeah. She's like, yo, you're cooked. Like, stop talking. That's what I'll be telling. Stop talking. No, but very good point. Like, same way. Like, Hutch was on here. He has a boxing fight coming out. I've been promoting that shit as best as I can.
Yeah, like you're in it. That's how I do with like 24/7. I met Hunter. I went to the thing. He introduced himself to me. Cool as fuck. I support those fights. I don't go to all of them. I support those fights. Like I got like
you won the last tickets.
My own yeah, I did win those tickets.
That's how we got connected.
That was weird, bro. I woke up and I was like, fuck. I'm like, wonder if they did the drawing yet. And it said like, oh, you're live. So I clicked it, and you're like, oh, well, you won, Andy. I'm like, what the fuck? I won? I'm like hell yeah,
bro. So it's always weird because when I do those, I always say, man, you got to be on the live, right? Because you share it and you disappear. Like you got to be on the live, bro. I don't know what was going. I usually have 30 to 50 people.
It was meant to be,
bro. It was reason, you, like 3 other people, and then my boy Nico, who sponsors the podcast. So he jumps on it and he's like talking in the comments. I'm like, yo, just jump on the live, bro. Like, fuck it, jump on live. So we're bullshitting. You come on. I'm like, dude, there's like 4 people on here. I'm like, where's everybody at?
I kept getting confused though because you kept saying Nico, and I was talking about Nico the fighter. So whenever I was like Nico by knockout, and he's like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, no.
2 different Nikos on. Yeah, one on the card and one. Yeah, that's my jeweler out of Jersey, dude. Like, if you need jewelry, whatever, send your guys to him. Dude, there's some dope ass pieces. Everything I wear, well, which I don't have on. I just have his necklace. Dude, everything I got from him. Watches, necklaces. Like Newark, so he's got one in Newark. He's got one in West New York.
Okay. I just went out there last summer for the UFC fights, actually. It was pretty cool out there. It's different.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, dude's wild. He's a fucking party. But I go in there, and the type of people go in there, you get like the mom trying to get something for their kid, and then you get a fucking rapper who wants this crazy elaborate piece. And I'm like, dude, what do you do? He's like, I just make money. Like,
that's awesome. Hell yeah. You got something for everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's
Take
got
your daughter in there, like, hey, what you want?
All her stuff I get from him too. Like I'm gonna show, like that's another. I'm gonna show love. Like, And then how just me being me, like showing love to him because he showed love to me. He's like, oh, bro, I want to sponsor the podcast.
That's dope.
Like, bro, you're in Jersey. You sure? It's like, yeah, fuck it. Sponsor
you're
the
everywhere. That's the cool thing about podcasts too, though. You're not limited to here in Pittsburgh. You're limited nowhere. There's no limits.
Yeah, especially everything's online now, man. Everything's online. So you're an entrepreneur, right? Like what's your business? I see
right now
AG.
My business. It's like I was talking to somebody. I was trying to describe it. It kind of reminds me of like, remember the Live Strong bracelets?
Yeah.
Like a lifestyle kind of. So like something to look forward to, or like something to think of, like whenever you're like, fuck, why am I doing this? Oh, okay, because I'm always grinding. I'm in this mentality. This is what I want to strive for. But it's also like a management service. I manage an artist, Adara47, one of my best friends. He makes rap music, hip hop music. He can dibble dabble and everything though. He does all kinds of different music. But right now we're focused on hip hop and rap. And so I help manage his career. I want to get into managing fighters. That's really what I want to do.
Let's do it.
I've
been thinking about it.
Bro, I want to do it so bad. I'm talking to people, but like a lot of people already have their management, or they're not taking it serious enough for me to even want to mess with, you know? So it's like I don't want to start with my first guy and like they not be as focused as I am. Like you're fighting, you got to be more focused than me.
Yeah, I'm supposed to
But I'm going to help you
else.
as much as I can.
And that's why I started Relentless Media Group. That's like I've been doing like videos and marketing for some of the local fighters and other stuff, and I'm going to shit on it, fuck it. Like I feel like management and promotions, right? Like promotions, when people say, "Oh, this is my promoter." Like I know a guy, I'm not going to say names because I don't want to ruffle feathers, but I know a guy who has a promotion, and the only thing the promotion does is sign him to fight.
Yeah, see,
like they don't push him, they don't market him, they don't. It's just like, hey, we got a fight coming up, you're on it.
It's crazy nowadays though, because a lot of people, you need management at a certain point, but when you're first starting, you can do a lot of shit on your own. That's what's crazy. So like, that's why would someone want to pay me or you when they can do everything themselves? If they're that focused, if they really don't give a fuck, or they're just trying to be nonchalant about it, they're not going to get those same opportunities. Rather, if they had one of us pushing for them. But if they're super locked in, super focused and fighting and want to be better and making money as well, they could do it themselves nowadays. There's so many outlets on your phone, or like different podcasts that they could book themselves, or hit up this restaurant like, hey, I got a fight coming up. You want me to promote your new specials this weekend, but you can be on my fight shorts, like shit like that.
So, especially starting off, like this podcast, everything I do myself. Yeah. I don't have a team. I do all the graphics, the video editing, the audio editing, the uploading, the scheduling.
Damn, you don't have a tech guy?
I am the tech guy.
That's
so
awesome.
Like in my mind, it's like in the beginning, this is what you need to do. But once you reach a certain level, you start taking from.
You'll have to, yeah.
You start taking from what I want to do and focus on is just talking to people and getting their stories, right? Well, if I'm editing or if I'm doing this,
it's gonna hold you
I'm
back.
taking away from investing in the conversation, and or like if I'm sitting here talking with you, I'm thinking, man, when am I gonna upload this? How am I gonna edit this? Like you start to take away from the actual mission at hand.
You'll evolve though, honestly. Once you get to that point when you can have other people like work for you, you'll be so much more mentally better though.
Exactly. So with fighting, what do you want to focus on? Creating your graphics, reaching out to sponsors.
So it's
So
it's better
in the beginning, you have to, but once you reach a certain level, you gotta have to like start outsourcing certain things so you can focus on your training, your nutrition, your mindset going in. You don't want to think about, I got 13 graphics I have to post, one on Monday, one on Wednesday. Nah, you're thinking about fighting and training and pushing yourself.
I don't know how it is for like underground, like up and coming guys, because I really don't know too many other managers. I do know one in the big biz though, like in the UFC and does boxers, amateur, professional. Oren Hodak, KO Gang. I work with him. He's Aljamain Sterling's manager. Marab, the champ that just beat O'Malley.
Dude, Marab.
He's Marab's manager. Terrence McKinney, that's my dog. That's who connected me with him. So I help with him with stuff and getting sponsors and different things with that. And he's pretty legit. He does his shit all by the book, and he's always grinding, bro. His shit's cool.
Always grinding. His just throws it in there.
But his thing's called KO Gang, Knockout Representation, and he's legit, bro. So I'm trying to be like in his level, and he's been a good mentor for me and like giving me advice on what to do, making a LinkedIn, just different little things I didn't even think about doing. Like he's helped me a lot. So
there's a lot of it's networking, man. You get in the right room, meet the right people, shit just starts to evolve. Like when I first started this, I thought there were going to be 15-minute conversations, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to get enough people to like keep this going weekly.
But when you're genuine though, and like you have like real life shit, like your shit, I like how you have it, the real life,
I
real
appreciate,
stories.
yeah.
Genuine conversations are genuine, so they're gonna last longer. If you're faking a conversation though, this probably only lasts like 10, 15 minutes, faking it, because we're both gonna be like pushed back, on edge. But when it's genuine, you're talking about stuff you really care about, you can talk all day.
Oh, dude, if these memory cards were unlimited, I'd be here all fucking day, because it's. Like, this is the shit I be doing when I'm at an event or a bar or something. Dude, I'm just talking to people with bullshit.
I'm a talker too.
Dude, I tell this story all the time. I'm at a bar one night, and I'm talking to dude that by the end of the fucking night, he's like, oh, man, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. I'm like, whoa, hold on, bro, hold on.
You done told him.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm just telling you, like,
gave him the courage to do it.
Yeah, if you want to be doing something, and you wholeheartedly believe that's what you should be doing, do it. Like, don't half-ass it. Like, just do it.
When you were growing up, though, did you ever have something in your mind that you're like, this is what I see myself doing for the rest of my life?
No.
Me either. I never had to. So I wanted to get into horse racing. I thought about being an actor, but I never like really was like in high school, like right when ACTs and shit. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to pass this so I can do this. And I'm going here. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I had no idea. And so when I found my idea for my brand, my vision for that, it's like, this is something I'm proud about and something I genuinely care about and want to do. Like, it makes sense. Like, I like helping other people.
Yeah. Now, how do you monetize that? That becomes the game, the fun, right? It's like, this is what I want to do. How can I make a living doing this?
Make a living doing it. Yeah. Right now, yeah. Because I mean, I sell a little bit of merch here and there, but it's not enough to like number one provide for myself, or sometimes even make enough back to like this shit I do on myself. Like, not myself. I have a guy that does it for me, but like I take my own clothes, like. I got my bag with it. Like, hey. I own this shit already. Like, I just take it and, like, he hooks me up. And, like, but if I buy some hats, I try and sell them for, like, $2 or $3 more. Just so, like, I might get 2 for free. So then I can give 2 away. So at this point, it's not like I'm really making a living from it, obviously. But I like helping, like, manage my buddy's musical career. This dude's super talented. I can't wait till he
I was
gets
listening
on
to
here.
some of his stuff.
He's super talented.
On social
he just
media.
has to like be consistent. We need to be more consistent and just find our niche, like, because everyone's doing the same shit right now.
When's he gonna go to country? That's what.
Well, that's the funny thing. Like a couple years ago, he grew up on a farm. Like he's been around horses, cowboy shit his whole life, but he's making rap music. So like a couple years ago, he's like, well, fuck it, bro. This is actually how I dress every day, like on the farm working. He's like, I'm gonna start like trying to get these country girls to listen to my shit. It worked for a while, and then like we kind of took it back for a minute because like that was turning into our niche, and it worked. But like shit changed and like life happened, so now we're getting more into trying to find his look, his persona. He's just influenced by so much different shit though. The Spanish culture, growing up in New York, Chicago, like different Florida. He's been everywhere, so it's hard to like put yourself in a box when you can't be put in a box.
Well, especially music nowadays with artists having so much freedom, right? Like a lot of artists now aren't tied to a label who are telling them this is exactly what the vision we want for you. It's like you get to like, you don't have to be in a box.
You don't, but then again, you do, I feel like, because those people do blow up here and there on social media, but to really like stay around, they're gonna put you in that box, bro. I feel like at least until okay, so like Mac Miller, when he started doing his shit, he stayed with all that college hype vibe shit until he really established himself, and then he went and made whatever kind of music he wanted.
Yeah.
Wiz too. I mean, like he was doing stuff that the label wanted, and then now he does whatever he wants. Now they do like stuff for money too, but it just depends. Like the label that's paying you, if you go the label route, the label that's paying you, they're gonna make you do what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's a very tough position to be in because you want to make a living doing this. A label approaches you, and what are you gonna say? No. You know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, we want to sign you for 5 years at $2 million. This is the royalty breakdown. Whatever. This is how much you can make.
Because that could be your only opportunity.
Yeah.
Honestly,
are you gonna say no?
Once in a lifetime.
People do.
People say no.
Yeah,
like Chance the Rapper. You can go the Chance the Rapper route.
But how many Chance the Rappers are there? You know what I mean? So it's like if I say
they tried
no,
to blackball him.
and that's another thing. You say no, you offended them. now they're going to use all their resources to shut you down.
Guy. Don't fuck with that dude.
It's tough, dude, especially with something like that, man. Like,
that's what's cool about fighting too, though. Like, you really could just do it dolo for a minute until you meet the right gym. Like, R.I.P. Kimbo Slice. Remember Kimbo?
He was fighting in the street.
Blew up on fucking YouTube, bro. And then they're like, you know what? We need that guy. Go get him. We need him on Tough Man.
Dude, he was fighting in Masvidal too. He was fighting. Mm-hmm. They were just doing. He went to the
Ultimate Fighter, and then look, like just shit like that can happen, but like, see how much it does happen, and very seldom. It's sad because there's a lot of talented people in this area, especially.
Dude, Pittsburgh is, and that's why I wanted to start with Pittsburgh with getting stories. And like, I had a lot of fighters on here, and I'm like, I don't want it to be an MMA, but you listen to their stories. Everyone has a different story, different upbringing, different reason for doing it, different goal, right? Like, you think you're fighting MMA, your goal is to be in the UFC.
100%. That's the best promotion you have.
Yeah, right. But like, you talk to these people, and that's not their goal.
No, a lot of them
are like,
they
hey,
just like it. Though.
Yeah, I love doing this. I want to. The one dude literally, and I wholeheartedly believe, he's like, I want to bring people closer to Jesus. This is why I do it.
That's awesome.
I'm like,
that's pretty cool, though. I
you
mean,
fight people.
That's his purpose.
Yeah.
That's his,
and like, I'm like, you fight people. It's a very violent sport. Like, outside looking in, how do you
Jesus
do
made
that?
me do this.
Yeah, it's like doing a fight for Jesus. But, you know, you can tell when you're talking to him, you're like, oh, man, you're just, you thoroughly want to just foster relationships in this industry.
Well, it's crazy, though, because, like you said, Pittsburgh, but, like, even the surrounding areas. Like, I'm not from this area, but I was saved in Pittsburgh. I was born in Wheeling, West Virginia. It's about an hour
West Virginia.
The Wheeling feeling, baby. The Wheeling feeling. I didn't grow up there, though. I was only there for like a couple weeks, maybe. And then they light flighted me here. I had a rare disease called congenital adrenal hyperplasia. My adrenal glands don't work at all. So I take medication every day. So it's like...
So what, if you don't mind me asking, like, how does that affect the body?
So listen, so say like you got shot right now or stabbed or broke your leg. Your body's going to fight that off. It's like a natural instinct to fight it off. My body doesn't naturally fight off those type of things like disease, sickness. It's not an autoimmune, but it's similar. That's what people kind of compare it to. It's like an autoimmune because my body just doesn't handle stress properly, which is fucked up because like no one handles stress right, but like actual stress, like pain, like
physical stress,
pain, like on your body if like your kidneys are starting to fail or shit like that. So I'd have to stress those on my medication.
How was that growing up? Especially like, you know, being a young kid.
So I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandma treated me like fucking Bubble Boy. You ever watch Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to like play sports and shit until I was older, and like my grandma was super afraid for me to do anything. I got stung by a bee. My grandma's like, hit him with the injection, like just random shit. She was scared for me because like it's a very rare disease, and to be a young kid to have it. But you can live a normal life with it. It's not bad. I take all my medication by myself now. It's just.
So does the medicine help your body like?
It gives me like an artificial approach to it. Like everything works properly. It's just artificial. But I still come up here to Pittsburgh twice a year to get blood work and testing. Actually, I still go to Children's Hospital. I'm 25 years old. I go to Children's Hospital because the doctor I see, she's retired. She only sees like 4 people. She saved my life. So I don't want to switch until like she's the one that handles my medication. Yeah. So why would I want to switch to someone new and be afraid that like they could fuck my meds up?
What do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No. Until she tells me and refers me somewhere else, I'll stay in Pittsburgh though for sure. The hospitals are the best around here on the whole East Coast.
Especially Children's Hospital, man. The things
UPMC
they do
in general, bro.
out of that hospital. Not all right, hey Chen, don't be coming at me. But no, that's so true. Like medicine, today, it's my buddy. Got diagnosed with multiple myeloma, cancer. Oh, wow, man. Which is like crazy in and of itself. And he's going to this specific hospital in Little Rock that's like 10 years ahead
I think I've heard of this place.
Dude, and it's I guess, and take it with a grain of salt because this is just what I've heard. So I guess Walmart's, the guy who started Walmart or the family or whatever, the CEO or whatever, he has or had multiple myeloma. Like created this hospital, flew the best doctors of the world or the country there.
That's awesome.
And like started all this research. And so like the research has led this hospital to be light years ahead of all other hospitals.
I wonder if he's like, is it like a nonprofit or Does he charge still?
Well, it's probably a nonprofit that makes millions of dollars because that's the healthcare.
I mean, but like, is he making people that can't afford it still pay a lot, or like, wonder if he's like helping people out? Yeah,
he pays.
That's that. I mean, I understand why, but it'd be even better. That story could be better if they would let people that like, because there's a lot of people that can't afford the insurance or able to afford all those medications.
Dude, especially like I feel, you know, especially with the political climate how it is and rich tax rate. I feel it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? Like if you made millions and billions, you're entitled to that. You made it.
I agree.
But like I feel like you also have a responsibility to give back.
Oh, 100%.
And help. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people, like you said, that were born into bad situations, like being a citizen here. They didn't want to be here. They were just here. They were born here.
Yeah, like
what they're born into dirt poor families. That's not their fault. It sucks.
Yeah, there's definitely better ways that could be about it, but I think a lot of it falls responsibility on us as people, right? Like caring about each other and shit. Like, because I do it now. I'm not rich, but like when I see someone who's asking for money or food, I give it. I don't have a lot to give, but I give it, right? Like I feel like as people we should do that because you should hope that if you were ever in that position, it would be done to you.
That's how we are with tipping. With me and my girl, she's a waitress, so like we tip good every time, no matter what.
Because you're in,
because she's a waitress, so she knows how it is. So like, she says like when I tip good, people end up tipping me better. So stuff like that, the karma, the superstitions.
Tip your waitresses.
Facts.
But what's the tipping culture in the bar? Because I was on
depends where you're going,
Instagram.
bro.
I was on Instagram, and dude, there was this someone posted their receipt, and it was a meme page, so it's not anyone I know. Someone posted the page, and it was like their tab was like $50 something, and he tipped $3. And dude, they roasted him. But then other comments were like, "Hold on, like he just got a vodka."
Depends if that bartender was being rude or if you waited a real long time. Depending on if it's busy or not. Like if it's real busy, you're gonna wait a long time. Don't be mad and tip accordingly to how long you waited. You know.
So if he was saying he got 2 drinks.
Oh, you only got 2
and
drinks?
They were well drinks.
$50 for 2 drinks? Where was you drinking at?
Probably like Vegas or something. It was like a meme page, so I don't know all the But in the comments, they're like, well, it depends because if it's only 2 drinks and it's not a custom drink,
that's
or like
circumstantial for sure.
So like, do you pay 20% on that or not? I always
for 2 drinks, 50. I'd probably.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to get exposed.
I don't want to be canceled.
Yeah, damn. No, like, I'd do a good 20
with good intention. In my mind. Like if I order a tequila Sprite, because I'm either getting just tequila neat or tequila Sprite, it takes you 3 seconds, right? I'm probably gonna tip $5, $10.
Yeah, depends. I think it just depends where you're at though. Okay, say you got food and you're at a restaurant, you want to do a shot, special occasion.
That's 20% because food.
Yeah, that's different. Or if
more.
If they're real busy though, you can't be mad at them because they're taking longer. Some people get pissed if they're in a big bar. You're at a big bar. What did you expect?
So I love looking at these comments because it's literally a picture of a total. No one knows the story. No one knows the circumstances.
What is this meme page? You gotta send me this shit.
Dude, and people get like so pressed. Like, you're a piece of shit. You're a horrible person.
The Twitter fingers.
You got that warriors. From a picture of a receipt?
They get so mad.
Like, you don't even know. What if the dude was like, I ordered 1 drink and I waited 3 hours.
Or they accidentally charged him for another one.
Yeah. Like, we don't know the circumstance, but we're so quick to throw our opinion on social media. Social media is a motherfucker, bro.
It has evolved so much since I was a kid too. Like, I mean, you're early 90s, I'm late 90s, so it's even crazier for you. Did you have a beeper or no? I'm not trying to age check you. I'm not trying to age check you, but
so I bought a beeper. Right? I bought a beeper because I thought it was cool because I saw all the old heads had it.
Okay.
So I never had one. My friends didn't have one.
But did you have the big phones with the thing out?
I had the cell phone. I remember I went into my aunt's room and she had this like thing. And she's like, it's a cell phone. And I'm like, dude, like
that's a fucking transformer.
I'm like, that's like I've never seen this before. But when I had my first cell phone was a Samsung Glide. Touchscreen.
Mine was a little track phone Nokia. I remember you had to wait till like after 9
to text and call. Mm-hmm. It was free.
My mom gave me that to like be able to contact her and stuff. So I would always just right after 9 I'd be like, she's like, why are you still up? I'm like, the T9, remember T9?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I try to have my daughter be like, hey, send me a text message using this, and I pulled up the picture, and she just looked at it. She's like,
but growing up on that though, we knew how to do that shit. It's like 6 and 7 year olds, like even younger than that probably.
It was there was an again, dude. Maybe I'm on Instagram too much. There was this Instagram picture that said, it was like send nudes, but it was with the T9, so it was like the numbers, and it was like, if you can read this, you're a '90s baby. And unfortunately, I knew exactly what it said.
I hate that though, because the '90s baby thing, like, okay, I was 99. I still grew up in the early 2000s with the '90s influence shit, kinda low key, like the cartoons, the music, the movies. My dad was born in '80s, so he was a young dad. So he was putting me onto like all the cool shit as a young kid.
That's good though. That's good. Culture.
In a way, it was kind of scary.
Culture,
in a way.
bro.
It was like a fucking impact or culture shock.
When you first came into the internet, like on the internet, what type of internet did you have? Do you remember? Did you have dial-up?
It was no, not that old.
Whoa,
no, not that old. My bad.
Bro,
it was
he's like, whoa,
just
hold
Internet
on.
Explorer. Like whenever everyone used Internet Explorer before Google
like, could you
Chrome
be
and
on the
shit.
phone and the internet at the same time?
On my phone? No, I'm saying like I had a laptop.
No, I'm saying like
That was the first time I was introduced to the.
this
to the
motherfucker's
internet.
aging me, bro. Like
I didn't have internet on my phone. Did I? Yeah.
No,
but,
I mean like
yeah.
house phone. Like, could you be on your house phone and internet at the same time?
We had it a little bit later. All my friends had internet, but like I lived out in the country, so we had it was called Frontier Internet.
The way that this conversation just went,
My bad.
dated me. Like literally just dated me. So like we had dial up, right?
But what was I thinking? Oh no, I thought you meant like on the phones, like the old track phones. Remember when you had to go get your ringtones?
Oh
on the
yeah.
internet?
Do you remember?
Buy your
You
ringtones?
actually clicked web on
Yeah,
that, and
uh-huh.
you like tried to exit out because they were gonna charge you like $20.
That's what I was thinking. When you
No,
said
so
that.
like my older brother, he was a Mac man. We call him a Mac man. He'd always be on the phone. And I'd like to be on the internet playing games. Yahoo Pool was my shit, bro. I used to play like pool on Yahoo. But
you had a Yahoo email, huh?
yeah, I did for the
I was
longest.
AOL. I was AOL guy. That was my
There's
first
still
one.
people who with Yahoo and AOL emails. I can't trust you, bro. If it ain't Gmail, I don't know, man. But like he would have to get off the phone for me to be on the internet.
See, I didn't have that.
So
Yeah,
that dial up was, and then you log into the internet. It's like
I remember seeing that shit in movies and stuff, but nah, I didn't have the internet until like
bro,
I
I'm
was
only
probably
32, bro.
like until I was in like 4th, 5th grade, because we lived out in the country. So I was probably like what?
Elon's satellites weren't out there yet.
Nah, we had Frontier. I remember that shit was terrible. I don't even think they're in business anymore.
Probably not. Now it's Verizon and
Fuck Verizon. I'm mad at them right now.
What'd you do?
I got hacked recently. They called me from a Verizon number. You have Verizon?
No, I have Verizon for the studio.
Okay, so like there's an app on Verizon.
Yeah.
To like check your
BIOS,
bill and
yeah.
shit, everything, just your bill, everything. And a Verizon number called me and they're like, yo, so we think you're being hacked. Someone's trying to buy 2 iPhones in New York City. We're going to send you a confirmation to your app. Only Verizon people can usually do that. So they sent one. So I was like, oh shit, this is legit. So I approved it. I ended up getting hacked by them. They fucking bought an iPad and a
No,
PS5.
you know what that was? You didn't get hacked.
How did they get my shit?
So someone used your info, and then Verizon called you saying, hey, is this you? And by you approving it?
No, they called me from a Verizon number. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, so they probably, it was like their fraud department.
No. It was the hackers. Because I called them back and they said, no, yeah, you got hacked by these people. No,
they did what? Okay, I think I know what they did. They pretended to be Verizon because they knew you were going to get this notification.
Yep.
So they tried to say it in a way. It's like, oh, click this.
It was super legit. I don't know. He got me. I never usually get fooled
like,
like
if you're
that.
getting frauded, click yes.
Well, I was like, wait, bro. I was like, how do I know you're Verizon? He's like, I haven't asked you any personal questions. I'm like, damn, you're right, bro. I'm like, approve. I'm
dude,
like,
them
you got me.
they're
It was legit.
They're dude. If they use their energy to do something good, the same energy. You would
Bro,
be so
he
far in
about
life.
got a new iPad 13 and a
So they knew you were going to
get.
get a fraud alert, so they spun it away like, oh, just click yeah.
Oh,
so
it's
you
best,
would
bro.
approve this, so they wouldn't get denied wherever
Exactly
they were
what
at. Fucking dirtbags. I hope you get a paper cut.
But what Verizon pissed me off is they said, nah, nothing happened. Then 2 days later, it was shipping. I'm like, bro, something happened. So
Can you stop this?
I've called them like 8 times. It's all handled now, but I was pissed.
Dude, and once you get, like, those companies are so big.
Oh, I told him I threatened to leave. I wasn't going nowhere, but I told him I was going to go to AT&T.
I'll be doing
I said,
that with you.
or I want some compensation. They're like, all right, we're sorry. We'll give you $20 off your bill for life. I'm like, damn straight you are. I was pissed.
I'm going to be here for a while then.
I got heated about that. I got re-mad.
Dude, he's like,
dude, I'm about to call him. Let's call him right now. Yeah,
Cut the
these
internet.
guys.
Nah, but yeah, them fucking dirtbags. Dude, that should be happening all the time. Man. I be doing that too with the internet. Dude, I had Xfinity. I was paying like $60 a month.
My
bill comes in.
Yeah, your 2 year.
It was like $190. I'm like, whoa, hold on. So I call them like, your promo is over.
Dude, the same shit. And they don't warn you about it.
I'm like, okay, my promo's over.
And there's a new promo you can get. You know that?
So that's what I don't understand. Hold on, my promo's over. You almost double my bill or more than double my bill for nothing different, right? I'm not getting any new equipment, any new service, any new bandwidth, nothing. Everything's the same. You more than double my bill. I call you on it, and you're like, well, that's what it is. But we can give you faster internet for a lower amount of money if you do 2 years again.
And you're like, okay. Why would you automatically give that to somebody? I see the
to lock you in.
Yeah, to lock you in.
Okay, cool. Like, just fucking do that. I need internet.
I said the same shit. I was like, so why would I not want to pay less and get better internet? And they're like, well, we understand, but you just have to accept it. I'm like, I accept.
I accept. Is this fraud? Yeah. You gonna fraud me again?
Oh, so pissed.
So, and kind of like the when we were when I was like looking up your stuff, your mom, what's up with that? If you don't mind me asking.
Right here, actually, a Puerto Rican gave me this. That's one of my favorite.
You want to know what's crazy about that?
Yeah.
I have something similar for my aunt.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah.
It's sitting in my mom's
my friend Luis
coffee table.
That's awesome, dude.
Dude, that's crazy. It's the same thing.
Really?
It's silver though.
Yeah. So she battled with addiction like her whole life. That's why I was raised by my grandparents, my dad's parents, well, step parents. But anyway, so through like early 2000s, she was on heroin, opioids, everything, bro. Like everything.
I got family who dealt with that.
And I dealt with it. Like, people don't realize that like people deal with it that aren't on it as well.
Oh, dude.
But as a kid, I used to say, like, I wasn't like mature enough to understand. I was like, oh, she's choosing drugs over me. Like, people are stupid. Why would they do that? As you get older, you become mature. And I realized, like, it's a disease. It's 100% a disease. But so she ended up getting on some medication. I think it was like the methadone clinics, the Suboxone. I was able to have her for a good 7, 8 years. She was still kind of like different, but I had her for a good 7, 8 years. And then in 2020, she relapsed again, and the fentanyl got her.
I'm sorry to hear that. And the reason I mention that is because, you know, I got family to deal with that deals with that.
It's huge in this area.
And it's easy to just be like, that's what they're choosing, whatever. But when you're in it, when you're seeing what's happening
every day impacting your life, you actually feel the effects of, like, it's an effect from the drugs as well. It's not like you're an addict or you're using, but you're getting the effects of the drugs as well, because you're dealing with all the emotions, all the withdrawals,
the ups,
you're dealing with the downs, everything. You're on that roller coaster with them,
dude,
not by choice.
I have a family member, out of respect, obviously, won't mention who they are, but I had a family member I grew up with. We're super close, and I just remember all good things, right? Like we would ride bikes, we would do all the fun stuff in the neighborhoods. It was a great time. And then you slowly start to see their behavior change. And then you notice why, right? You're like, wow, dude, why are you doing this?
It's so sad.
And then they become different people. But then you get the little...
They're not the same person anymore, honestly.
It changes your chemical makeup. But then you see like little glimpse of the person they used to be when they're like off of it, or they're not on it, or they're on a clean spell. And you're like, oh man. And then they go back on it. And then you get like resentment. Like, why are you doing this? Why? And it creates this like resentment.
It's a disconnect.
Yeah,
honestly.
just disconnect.
It's like I used to get so mad. I'd be actually mean to my mom when I was a kid. Like, you choose that over me. Like Christmas, my birthdays. Like, I hate you. Like, I used to feel that, and I did feel those.
But that's a very valid response,
I would feel
especially
those
as a
hate.
kid.
Like, but now that I'm an adult, like, I know, like, I don't hate her for anything, even that she passed from it. Like, I don't hate her from it because she was addicted. It was a disease. It's sad. And like where I'm from, and it's called Chester now. That's where I grew up. So I was born in Wheeling, but I grew up in Chester. It's like, they call it the Ohio Valley. It's like Chester, East Liverpool, Youngstown, Steubenville, Wheeling area. And it comes up into here a little bit. Goes from the Ohio River down. It's a huge drug epidemic, sorry. There's a lot of pressed Percocets, heroin, laced fentanyl, cocaine, a bunch of different shit. And people are just, they could be athletes, musicians, a bunch of talented people from my high school, surrounding high schools, just addicted to this shit, bro. And they just throw their whole life away. It's so sad. It's depressing. One of my best friends, he didn't pass away. He's actually home. Thank God. He He ended up getting on drugs real bad, moved out to California. He was there for years, and he's back now, and he's doing good, and he's back in my life again. Like you said, like, he was gone for years. I felt like disconnected from him, and now he's back, and we're so close, and it's like he never left. And thank God, bro.
How did that addiction impact your life, both as a kid? Because you mentioned you had this like anger, and then now looking back, you can kind of like, man, it's a different feeling.
As a kid, I thought it was cool to listen to like rappers and shit that be talking about it. And I love rap music. I love it. But now, like, if I listen to some rap that, like, talks about it, like flexing, like selling heroin and stuff, I won't listen to it. But growing up as a kid, like, I'm like, oh, I know people that do that. Like, I thought I was cool. Like, I got a bunch of relatives, cousins, friends. It's crazy, bro. So it changed the way I viewed certain shit, like in movies and stuff. Like, if I'm watching a movie and I see some stuff about drugs, I kind of, like, it hits home, you know?
Yeah, it's too close to home. What would you tell young Andy, if you can talk to young Andy through that, like
cold chills.
like what would you tell him? Because one of the things I try to one of the people I inspire to be is the person I needed when I was growing up. So a lot of my conversations, especially with stuff like very sensitive and very like deep like this, I try to put myself in like, man, what could I have told myself to help me?
Honestly, I would say exactly what my mom was telling me. Even though she was addicted to drugs, she was the one that like coached me through the whole thing. It was crazy because she knew right from wrong. So I would just say what she would tell me, like, everything's going to be okay. Like, everything happens for a reason. These things won't last. And you do good, and good will happen. And growing up, like, I wasn't around a lot of religious people, but now I'm kind of religious. Like, I don't believe in everything in the Bible. And, like, but growing up, I was like, oh, I'm an atheist. Like, I don't believe in that shit. That's just stupid. But my mom would always say, you don't have to pray. I'm praying for you. So when my mom passed away, I was like, oh shit, who the fuck's praying for me? So I'm like, damn. I was like, I kind of got scared. I'm like, you know, when people are about to die, they're like, they go right to religion and like, because they're scared of death. So I kind of got scared into religion a little bit, but not in a bad way. It's good for me. I pray every morning now. I'm not real religious in a sense of like, I gotta do this. I can't sin.
What do you mean by
that.
What do you mean by religious?
Like, so I pray to God, but I don't know if I'm praying to God. I feel like I'm kind of praying to my mom. Like I pray to, like, every morning I wake up, I say, I thank you for waking me up today. I thank you for giving me all my limbs, all my senses, giving me the ability to drive, have this car, go to this job, in a sense of, like, just being thankful for things. So if I could go back and talk to myself, I would tell myself, like, I would tell a couple of things of, like, bet these racehorses too, because then I'd be rich. But also,
hey, it's gonna be okay. By the way, bet on Stigmo. Stigmo's gonna win big.
Yeah, hey buddy, do this. I'm telling you, don't mess this up. But now I would tell myself to, like, don't lose faith and, like, keep believing, and that good times will come ahead. Because, like, right after my mom passed away, I met my girlfriend now, and we've been together 5 years now, and it hasn't always been good. We've had good times, bad times, but, like, we're still together today, and, like, I feel like I was sent her from my mom because I was in a really dark place at that time. Right, it was during COVID. My mom passed away in February of 2020. I turned 21 in April of 2020. I met my girlfriend on the night of my birthday on Facebook. Shout out Mark Zuckerberg. And
Facebook bringing connects.
But she was from close by, and just like I felt like she sent me her when I needed somebody, and just having good support around me. Even those times as a kid. I'm rambling, my bad.
No, dude, it's not rambling. This is what this podcast is about. We don't do that structured bullshit.
But so just like having a good support system, like to be thankful, really. To go back and tell my person as a kid, myself, my inner person, you have a good support around you. You have your grandparents that take care of you. You have your dad that's around, your aunt, your cousins, all your friends. Like I did have a lot of things that people don't have and lose their mom. There's people that don't have grandparents to take care of them. They're in the system. Or they lost an arm, they don't have their legs, they're like, they can't walk, they can't do shit. Like, even though I was born with my disease, I'm still able to do a lot of shit, and I'm very thankful.
Being grateful.
I'm very grateful.
I think grateful is a huge thing that's often overlooked, right? Because it's easy once you're in this, whatever you're going through, why is this happening
social media,
to me?
like you said, the Instagram shit, like, that'll make you feel like your car ain't nice enough, your girlfriend ain't hot enough. Like, a lot of people think that way.
You're not
like,
rich enough.
You're not rich enough. You're not like, you're not where you should be at that age. Like, you'll see these athletes that I'm seeing athletes that are like 18 years old signing NIL lines or whatever they called, the next in line, the endorsement deals.
Yeah.
I'm 25. They're making way more money than like that's crazy. Like,
dude, social media. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of all joy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because, you know, if I look at where I'm at today, and where I was even 5 years ago, I'm so far ahead of where I was.
Me too.
But if I look at another 32-year-old, you know, they're driving expensive cars, have expensive houses. They're married with fruitful families. They have the career they've always wanted. And I'm over here like, man, I still don't even know what I want to be doing for a living.
Yeah. That J. Cole song, Love Yours. I always like listen to that shit when I think about stuff like that.
Dude, being grateful.
It tells you, like, there's always going to be something better than what you have. But in your mind, if you think that's the best you can get, like that's the best, then it is the best. It's perception.
Not
perception
even if you know it's not the best, but it's what you got right now and you're appreciative of it, right? Because like,
yeah, not because like there could always be better. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like, I think that like, you take your cards you were dealt. Don't stop playing your hand. Like, don't fold no matter what. Don't fold. Even if you think you're beat, like, keep going.
Keep playing.
Always.
Yeah, keep playing. Because a better hand's going to come and you're going to keep playing. But if you fold, that's it. Your hand's done.
And I do agree with, like, the pursuit of happiness. I don't think, like, anyone's ever truly, fully happy, like, 100% always. I think you can have happy moments, but, like, it's the pursuit. It is. It's, like, the journey of your life is, like, the memories. Those are what's best in life.
Well, happiness, especially the older I get, I realize happiness is not a destination you reach.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a journey that you're taking.
I agree,
right?
100%.
Because like if you reach happiness, that's where you should be like, damn, I'm worried.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Because like what now?
Because then something else will lead to like a bad route, maybe.
Yeah, like I think enjoying the journey you're on while still looking ahead, right? Because we all want to improve, we all want to get better and do better, but like don't disregard where you're at to get to where you want to be so bad because it's going to be hard to get there.
Like you said, though, 5 years ago, for me, 5 years ago, COVID happened. I just turned 21. I ended up moving to Florida. I moved to Florida to pursue a horse racing dream. I wanted to be a jockey. And I lost a lot of weight. I was putting in the work. I was running 4 miles a day, sitting in the sauna, starving myself.
Is that physically demanding? Not to be
100%. But I won't lie to you, I felt the best mentally I ever felt in my life because I had a goal. I had something I was working towards.
A purpose.
Yeah, I felt like that was my purpose. And then something just, like, I moved down there and then I moved back to West Virginia to work with the racehorses. And something just told me, like, nah, this ain't for you. This ain't your passion. This ain't what you're supposed to be doing. It's actually my dad's dream. So I ended up going back to school, and I was in nursing school, and I was working over here at Presby, UPMC Presby, in the ICU unit, and I did that for a year. One of my best friends, he got me the job, and it was just a lot too. Like, I loved it. It was fun. I was making good money, and then the mental aspect of that started killing me. Like, so I left the one thing because I was mentally great to something that like ended up killing my mental health because seeing all the death and just the sadness, and I still am around a lot of older people in my life that I care about. My grandparents and my other grandfather, my abuelo. And just seeing these patients like that made me like depressed about them, thinking that's where they're headed. So I just couldn't do it no more. So I stopped doing nursing, and that's why I chose to bet on myself. And I owned a couple racehorses and really invested in my brain and stuff. And I've had some like everyday jobs, you know, like I got a job now. I'm a bin picker at a JLG place. It's like they do like scissor lifts and stuff. So that's how I pay my bills, but like I know I don't want to be there. Like it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I probably won't be there this summer, like to be honest.
Damn.
I mean, it's not like
he's kidding. No.
It's a manufacturer. Like they get rid of people left and right. It's like you're just a number there.
See, but that's cool to me. That's cool, like because the people you work with there, they see you doing that. They don't realize the ambition.
Yeah,
and the stuff that
I mean, people see my brand and stuff, and like people like to clown and make jokes, and I laugh at it. Like. Even people at my gym, I train jiu-jitsu. I haven't for a minute because I just got my gallbladder out. It's been a little rough
Jiu-jitsu,
period.
man, that's the shit. That's my go-to.
That's what saved my mental health.
I just want to take a second to shout out a few companies who believed in me. These were one of our first official sponsors, so huge shout out. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Carbo Jewelers, established in 1997 on the values of honesty and integrity. Whether you're searching for the perfect piece, need expert repair services, visit Carbo Jewelers in Newark's Ironbound District, where your jewelry is always in safe hands. This episode is also brought to you by Continental Jewelers, proudly serving Hudson County, New Jersey since 1964. Whether you're seeking a timeless piece or need expert repairs, they've got you covered. Visit Continental Jewelers, your trusted source for all things jewelry. You can find them on Instagram at Carbold Jewelers or online at carboldjewelers.com. Lastly, big shout out to Carbo Trading. Besides coins, precious metals, and jewelry, if it could be traded and collected, he's probably got it. They can be found on Instagram at carbo.trading. You can find all of our sponsors out online on our sponsor page at therelentlessproject.com.
Jiu-jitsu, bro. Jiu-jitsu. I tell people, man, train jiu-jitsu, and people clown me for that too. And I'm like,
I love it.
You sit on your couch at home and drink bourbon and watch Netflix.
I mean, I love to drink beer. I do. But
I mean, I love tequila.
I work out, and I love to train jiu-jitsu. Though. My coach, Dustin, shout out to him bringing it to our area because he moved away for the military. He lived far away for a while, and he came back, and he opened up this place for everyone. And, I mean, we got to get a little community
What's the gym?
Level Up.
Level Up
Grappling. It's pretty legit. We just had Bronco come down. I had Bronco come.
I reached out to Bronco. Bronco's about to be on the podcast.
That's awesome.
This small world.
That's funny
dude.
you said that because I was gonna ask him to be on it for you.
Dude, I actually reached out to him. He's like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So like, we just got to set a date.
He's a dope ass story, bro.
Dude, when I first saw him fight, and then I did a post fight interview with him. I'm just looking at this fucking gorilla looking dude.
I want him to be in the UFC. He could, bro. He could compete with them motherfuckers.
Dude, he can, and he's like a father.
Don't let them records fool you, bro. Like. There's a lot of fighters that have like a record that's not good enough for the UFC, and then you get some motherfuckers like Tony Ferguson who's still staying in there, losing 8 in a row. Like,
but what, dude? People follow him like crazy. I never understood. Yeah, I never
his work ethic and like the way he.
I mean,
stuff.
he takes damage. That motherfucker just keeps coming. Like that's in and of itself.
They just
relentless.
Back to Bronco. They just announced the card for April 26th. I can't wait. Nico and Bronco are on that. I'm hyped.
You about to be there?
Oh, I'm going for sure. I'm gonna win them. I was gonna say I win them tickets.
Hey, join the line.
So I didn't even know Bronco until recently. Nico, I play Xbox with Nico through mutual friends. We were playing Fortnite all the time, and I told him about my brand and stuff. And I went to his fight in Mountaineer. Well, then they both fought up in where was it? Monroeville last year.
Was it the 247?
Yeah. So I went up there, and actually, so I'm walking to get a beer, and this fighter walks past me and kind of like, I don't know, I never said it to him because he kind of has like a mean look, always Bronco, when he's looking at you. But he like went past me and went like kind of mean, and I was like, I went back to my seat, told my girlfriend, I was like, I don't know, this fighter just kind of like eyed me up. I said, I don't know. I usually walk with my chest out. I do. I can't lie. I walk like McGregor. I don't know why.
You should walk. Yeah,
and
walk confidence.
I'm like, I don't know if he thought like I was like kind of like, and then I was like, I don't know who it was. Well, then he fights. I'm like, oh, fuck. It was when he fought the big dude.
I was there.
Were you?
I think, I was
when
there.
he fought the guy that was like 60 pounds heavier than him?
Dude, but like you talk to him and you're like,
so we go, cool so we're leaving. Nico lost, unfortunately. We're going out to the parking lot, and I hear someone say, yo. And I look back, and it was Bronco. He said, what's up, man? You're Nico's boy? And I was like, yeah, what's up? And he said, dap me up and just hollered at me and got him on Instagram. And I told him about what I do and stuff. And he's like, hey, I love that, bro. And I told him to come down and train with us. It took a while, but we ended up getting him down there. I sparred with him. He was going like 20% with me, bro. That dude's a bad dude. I'd want him in my corner for sure. He's a bad motherfucker.
He seems like a good dude. And when I was talking to him, I'm like, oh, dude, like, because you look at him, you're like, this dude looks like he'll fucking kill you.
He's from my area. So Steubenville and Weirton. I think he was born in Weirton. It's a town over from me. So
y'all never crossed paths.
I've heard of him. I heard of him. Like, people tell stories about him. Like, that's
the
bad
old
motherfucker.
Bronco.
His dad was in the WWF and WWE. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, I just found that out. So I was
like,
this
fuck. I'm gonna have to...
Big Bully Busick. Yeah, he had a mustache. He was a Weirton police officer. I just found that out. So that's what I connected with him. I'm like, bro, like, I love WWE. Like, I don't remember, like, I don't think I've ever seen him live, like, watching on Raw or anything, but I remember seeing him on, like, old clips and stuff.
I'm gonna have to look back on that.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, and now I'm getting, it went from MMA to a bunch of, like, pro wrestlers coming.
That's what I want to tell you. Like, so our area, bro, where we're from, there's people that can make it out. Across the river, we had Derek Wolf at Beaver Local. And my school at Oakland High School, Joaquin Wild, he fights on Monday Night Raw. He's with the LWO right now. I don't know if you watching anytime recently? Or?
No. So recently I've watched Raw because it's on Netflix.
So he's on Raw. He's the guy that comes out with Rey Mysterio that wears like the Michael Jackson looking hat. He's from my high school. He went to my high school.
And he's on there.
Yeah, he gave me and my boy, and I want to, bro. I tried to get him on my friend's podcast, but they smoke, so he couldn't do it with the WWE. So I think you might be able to.
Don't smoke that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like,
but it's just they're real strict, like having any like connection
drugs
with connection with
I
it.
guess.
And that their name.
Yeah, weed, man. That drug, man. That's a devil's lettuce.
But to think that like people like that can make it out of our area shows that drugs isn't the only option in our area. Like we have a lot of talent in our area.
Dude, look at Pittsburgh, right? Like,
yeah, it's
you
crazy.
go to the West Coast, people never heard of Pittsburgh. Like, what Pittsburgh? What's
They'll
that?
say in Kansas. There's a Pittsburgh in Kansas. Did you know that?
I did not. Is it no H, right? It's
yeah, no H.
It's
no
just
H,
G. Yeah, not a real Pittsburgh.
I didn't know that was a thing. We're on our way to Cancun, and we're on the little shuttle bus. And these people are like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" Me and my girl's like, "Oh, close to Pittsburgh," because that's what we always say. And they're like, "Oh, we're from Pittsburgh." We're like, "Oh, no shit,
Small
for real?"
world.
And they're like,
Black and yellow. They're
yeah.
like,
They're like, "Wait, what?" And they're like, "No, Kansas." We're like, "Oh shit, we're like by the Steelers."
Yeah, wrong Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You say Steelers, and then people know.
They're like,
but
"Oh, you're in that Pittsburgh."
dude, but think about all the talent that comes out of Pittsburgh. Think about all the talent that's in Pittsburgh right now that's not nationwide. Like that wouldn't be recognized immediately nationwide.
There's this kid that I watched playing Midland basketball, Malik Thomas. He's a fucking dog, dude. I watched him play. He'll probably go to the NBA. He's from Pittsburgh. He went to high school in Midland. I don't know where he goes now. He had like a off the backboard dunk at the Carmelo Anthony's like New York like pickup game or whatever. He's legit. He would be a cool kid to get on here for sure.
See, but like that's the stories I want to hear because if you say that name,
he's a young inner
somewhere
city
else,
kid.
people won't know.
I never met him. I have him on Instagram and stuff, and I shouted him out one time because I went and watched him at the game, and he dunked in high school, and I'm like, wow, this
Pittsburgh's about to be put on the map when the draft comes here. It's supposed to become
sure.
What is it, next year, right?
Yeah,
26?
next April, right? Yeah.
So, dude, Pittsburgh's growing. The MMA community is growing.
Are you a Steelers fan?
I'm a Steelers fan by association, but like I'm a Falcons fan.
Okay.
Dude, I've always been a Falcons fan. They just suck.
I grew up a Steelers fan because all my friends and family, but I switched. I said wherever Lamar got drafted was my new team, so I've been a Ravens fan for a little while.
Hey, but like
you guys almost had the chance to get him, and you didn't fucking jump on it.
Dude, they fuck it. I'm telling you, bro, the Falcons have really let me down over these years. Dude, they made it to the Super Bowl.
Nice. Bijan's nice.
And I'm like, dude, they're in the Super Bowl.
Michael Vick just put a bad curse on you all.
Yeah, see, but I was a Vic fan, and all that stuff came out, and I was like,
and I still am a Vic fan of his talent. I mean,
well, even as he is now, I feel like
he wrote his wrongs. I think so.
I feel like he's constantly still doing that, like not because he has to.
Yeah, I think he got with the wrong crowd, and then, I mean, he definitely had a part of it, but he wrote his wrongs, and now, like you said, he's actively still trying to be a better person. He's not like, oh, he did a little shit, and he's like,
I did it, I'm done. I'm not, like, forgive me. No, he's like, hey, I own that. So, and I think that's life, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not perfect.
That's maturing. Yeah,
we don't all do that, but like we all do our own version of wrong in someone's eyes, you know. And like, are you gonna own it and be better, or are you gonna excuse it and try to?
If we were labeled with just one big mistake, then I feel like nobody would be famous and big.
Dude, you can cancel anyone if you wanted to.
100%.
Because we're not all perfect. We're all growing, right? Like I love when someone makes it big and then you're like, oh, well, 10 years ago, he did this on Twitter. And you're like...
the Kevin Hart shit. You ever see that?
Yeah. Like, they tried to cancel him from the Grammys when he was hosting the Grammys or something?
Bro. They were trying to cancel... Yeah, he was hosting that, but they tried to cancel him, like, bad, bro. Over a joke. Like, that's what he gets paid for a living to do, is make jokes. And he made a joke. I mean, it was fucked up, but...
I think a lot of times we as people... we're not happy with where we're at and what we want to be doing, so we need to bring someone else down.
Oh yeah, they project their own issues.
Yeah, it's like we should be better. Like let's strive to be better.
That's what happens a lot with like people like your podcast, with me wanting to do my brand. I bet you friends that you grew up with are low-key hating. I mean, maybe not all of them, maybe any of them.
Yeah.
It's just because they didn't have the courage to do a podcast. Or like I got some of my friends that like, well, they support me, but they're making jokes at the same time, like, oh, always grinding, making fun. But then they're buying my stuff, but they're still making fun of me. I'm like, they're just mad because they don't want to do it.
Or the friends who don't buy your stuff.
Yeah, or they're just doing it. Yeah, like, why not?
Like anytime.
Because if I make it, you're making it with me. Like, I'm going to take you with me.
Well, if you've been there.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, though.
Like, because that's fucked up when...
they do it until you become something.
You start something. And this happened to me. Like, dude, I have merch, right? And like... a lot of close friends of mine have been buying my merch and stuff. Like they don't even tell me like, hey, they won't reach out to me. I'll just see an order come in. I'm like, oh shit, dude, Like, he bought a shirt, and I'll text him,
Or
like,
they'll
oh,
be
bro, I
like,
appreciate that.
We'll have ones that'll be like, am I getting one for free? I'm like, that's not the point of it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
paying money out of my pocket. I'm not making no money
You
from
wearing
this.
you wearing Jordans.
Yeah, what
that
the
you
fuck?
paid $150 for. You won't buy a shirt of mine for $25?
I seen a quote. It's like, the goal isn't to wear brands, it's to become a brand.
Yeah, well, and I think today and age, it's very easy and
I fuck
possible.
with yours. I like it a lot.
I appreciate
I seen
it.
the bolts. I didn't realize they were bolts until like my way up here. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's
well, that's
fire.
what I thought when you mentioned your bolt. I was like, ah, fuck yeah, he saw
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
But no, it's funny. I
like it.
I did the bolt because it's like I want it to be when you like boom. I want it to be impactful. Boom, and like it's funny. I'll wear this logo. And I'll wear my own shit. You should wear your
me too.
brand. I'll wear my own logo. And they're like, oh, dude, that logo's dope. What band is that?
Bro, people do that shit to me
I
all
was
the
like,
time.
It's, like,
At
it's
work
not a
and
band.
shit.
It's my podcast.
Yeah, I love it.
I was at
gotta get a shirt.
Chipotle, bro. I was at Chipotle, and this one kid, he's like, dude, what band is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a podcast. I didn't say it was mine. He's like, dude, what's it called? I'm like, oh, it's a Relentless Project. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out.
That's the way you got to do it, though, because if you told him that it was yours, some people be like,
they'll lower the value.
Yeah, they'll be like,
already,
he's at Chipotle.
Yeah.
Like,
I fuck with Chipotle hard.
Oh,
So
I like it
speaking
too.
of like how does this come about? Like, when did this come about, and what was the idea? Like, you kind of told me the idea behind it, but like, how did it come to fruition?
So whenever I was pursuing to be a jockey, I was running every day. I'm running every day. I'm like, man, I need to think of something. I'm like, I'm always doing this shit. I'm on the grind. I'm like, always grinding. I'm like, always grinding. Andy Gonzalez. The AAG stands for that.
Double entendre.
Double entendre. And then also I was going to Kent State for college, and that's the bolt at the time. But then I stopped going to school there. So I was like, oh, my shit can change in a flash, and it can happen in a flash. Like, you never know what opportunity will come. And also, partly with my mom, like, everything can happen and change quick. And so a part of that. So I had my little brother, he had this little app on his phone. He put it together. It's actually, I don't have it on there right now, but my colorways are the light blue, which I call Bubby Blue. That's my nickname.
Bubby.
Bubby. So I took the baby blue and made it Bubby Blue. So it's the Bubby Blue, and then just the black and white. But I put this logo on everything, though. I put it on the camo bag. I put it on hats, T-shirts, hoodies. I got my own rash guards and shit, like for training and stuff.
Dude, that's sweet. I've been thinking about doing that. There's a local company here that does rash guards. I can't think of the name. Yeah.
I got to tap me in with them.
And they did a couple rash guards for an organization I'm a part of. And I've been like trying to, I could go through my Instagram, find them again, but I was like, man, I always like battle, like, oh, I should do that, and I never do. It's one of those things where like I get so inundated with stuff, and I just, but if I
It's cool, though,
outsource,
but you're with fighters, bro, that would make so much sense. That would be
relentless,
perfect.
bro. Like,
bro, that applies with fighting too. Like mine, like it doesn't just apply to me because like these fighters are always grinding. They're doing this shit day in and day out to make a living. So I got my boy Terrence McKinney. I don't know if you know T-Rex. He's got the fastest knockout at 155. He wears my merch. I got some fighters at our gym and stuff that wear it. So I gotta get Bronco and Nico some. That's how I want to get some next.
I gotta get Bronco too.
And Baby Hawk.
Baby
you ever
Hawk.
heard of Baby Hawk?
I've heard it. Yeah.
That's my boy too. He's
Dude,
cool
so
too.
like we've been connected without knowing. It's so funny because I'll be watching like a show or something, and then they'll say the word relentless. And I'm like, man, you see, they know about the brand.
That's funny as fuck. I always say that shit too. When I see
Someone
my
said,
shit.
I'm always grind. See, they know about the
They know
brand.
what's up.
But that's how you connect it all, man. That's not like I do it to be funny, but
Everything's
it's like,
connected, bro.
Everything.
Like I used to watch this cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender. You ever watch that?
No, but I've heard
It's
of
one of my
it.
favorites,
It's a lot.
and that's what they always say.
Don't he have the?
Yeah, he has the
little arrow.
It's right here. I got that.
Look at that.
But he's like the one dude
And
that's
Bubba
teaching
Blue.
him about everything.
It's Bubble Blue too. Look at that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So what's what's the slogan? I'm gonna make it.
I'm gonna make it happen
Happen
somehow.
somehow.
So like through all adversity, through everything I had to deal with my whole life.
To remaining relentless.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're gonna do a collab.
Dude, we might
gotta do a collab.
We might as well. We might as well. And I think it to find success, if you keep pushing, keep pursuing,
You can't stay there by yourself.
it's gonna happen, man.
You
Like
gotta
I think,
find a team, and you gotta find people that are on the same wavelength and have the same mindset. Like, I feel like you got the same mindset as me because like you're passionate about the shit you do. You support yourself. Like, look, you're doing this shit all by yourself. I didn't believe that. I thought you had a tech guy or someone setting up the camera. This is fucking
Me,
impressive,
bro.
bro.
I hung
This is
these up.
impressive as fuck.
I like research and
This is like
surrounding yourself
inspiring
with,
me.
Yeah,
It makes
well, I
me want to do
appreciate
something like this. Like, be able to like step out of my comfort zone and like you don't have to have a big support team.
Well, and that's when people see the podcast, they're like, "Oh, dude, like, can I be a part of your team?" And I'm like, I don't have a team right now. I'm I'm just doing it on my own. Like, if you believe in it as much as I do, and we make it, best believe you're making it with me.
That's awesome.
But like right now, it's just me, dude. So I'll have people like. I've had people come in, they give me advice on like, oh man, when this is the type of cameras you should have.
And this is nice ass equipment too. I'm looking at it all. It's like
a lot of investment, man. And like it's one of those things where it's like, do I just put the money in and push?
You're betting on yourself.
Yeah,
man.
you have to. You have to because like I was using GoPros and phones in the beginning. I didn't have the equipment, but I just did it. I had the mics, right? Gotta have the mics. And then,
I love this part.
I was making excuses. Dude, these are magnets.
Bro. Oh, they're magnets? Oh, that's badass. That's cool.
Then you put it back on, boom.
That's dope. I fuck with it.
Because, yeah, dude, and it's like, I made excuses in the beginning. Oh, I need to have the best mics.
And that's just out of fear, I feel like.
That's what fear. It was. Because then I had a buddy tell me, like,
because you knew you could do it.
You're scared to talk. You fight, you train, the stuff you do, the stuff you've been through, and you're scared to talk on a mic in front of a camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, when you fucking put it that way, I really don't have an excuse. Like, I'm making the excuse.
I thought it was just for fighters at first because you said you did the post-fight interviews, which I was pissed I didn't get to come see you. That place was packed. We
Dude,
I
had my little brother there. Shout out Ice, man, my little homie. He flew in from Cali.
Ice,
yeah. Wrong guy. Hey. Quarter Mexican.
I'm playing.
You'll be deported.
Yeah, bro. They get you for the time. They'll get you for the damn. I'm playing. Go ahead.
He's got his papers. He showed me, but he came down, bro. It was helping me, with everything and shit. Dude, I was running around my head like a chicken with the head's cut off, and he was fucking helping me out and stuff. I don't know where I was going with this. So like stuff like that, dude. He comes in, supports. Now he's sharing everything. He's getting people on.
I thought that. Because just seeing the page and then you asked me to be on, I thought you thought I fought at first. I was like, wait, I got to break the news. I ain't no fighter.
No, this is because but if you take a fighter's mentality and apply it to whatever you're doing.
I got it for sure, 100%. I prefer not to actually get my ass kicked. I love the train though. Getting my ass kicked in the gym is different.
So that was me, dude. I did a couple amateur fights. And
you look like you could fight. I might have to be your manager. I might have to get you going.
No, dude. They've tried, dude. People want me. I'm not fighting at 220, 230. I'd have to go. When I fought, I was 140, 150.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved it. It was cool, but it wasn't for me. I couldn't break that.
You gotta have a different mindset.
To do it for and I tell when I get fighters, I'm like, bro, your mindset blows my mind because people look at me. I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine yesterday, and he's like, bro, I just fucking get so inundated with shit, and I just strive to be like you. You wake up in the morning. I'm like, I don't wake up in the morning on fire, bro. I don't.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
And so I told him, I was like, I don't wake up like I'm about to fucking slay today. Dude, when I wake up at 4 a.m., I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm tired. I don't want to go to the gym.
You go that early? You're one of those guys?
Yeah, because I have to. Right? Okay. It's not because I want to. It's because I have to. I
could never. I
schedule my fucking day. So hectic that if I want to get to the gym, which is a priority of mine,
that's commitment. Though.
I have to do it.
Relentless.
It is, but that's relentless doesn't mean you're on fire.
Yeah,
dude. I wake up, I'm fucking man. If I go back to sleep, I can get an extra hour and a half. I'm brushing my teeth, man. If I go to sleep, I can get an hour. I'm doing my pre-workout, eating my morning meal. Man, if I go to bed right now, I'm in my car. Man, I could just sleep in my truck in the park. This is the conversation I'm having with myself. And then I get to the gym and I'm like, fuck, I really don't feel like being here. I get under the bench, get the first, set in. I'm like, man, okay. By the end, I'm fucking glad I did that. Yeah. Because I would be
You always feel better the days that you don't want to do it. After you do it, you're like, hell yeah.
So I tell people, I'm like, you don't have to, they're like, I just don't, I'm tired. I don't feel like, you don't have to feel like doing whatever it is that you want to do.
It's a matter of just don't.
If you want to do it, just go through the motion initially. And I had this conversation on one of the episodes, just showing up. If you want to do the things you want to do, just show up, right? But if you want to be the best at it, it's going to require more than just showing up.
Yeah, you got to go overboard.
You got to go overboard because everyone is just showing up. Everyone at the gym at that moment is just showing up.
Because everyone's at that gym.
Everyone's at the gym. If you're fighting, everyone at practice right now is just showing up.
There's just a lot of people that think that it's like a game now. It's because of social media and seeing everyone fight and shit.
It's cool.
It is cool. It's like a lifestyle now, and people just want to. It's fun to train though. I love it. I think everyone should train. It's awesome, but to want to fight, bro, you got to have a different mentality. Something that you just lost your job, you don't have nothing else, there are talented people that do, but it's very few that do it just out of something else,
But that's what you should strive. If whatever it is, not fighting, you want always grinding. This is what you want to do. What's good? What are the steps required to do that? Okay, break it down. This is the first thing I got to do. I got to do it, whether I don't want to. Posting on social media, something so small.
Exactly.
You want to post something. Just fucking post.
Consistency.
Yeah, just post. It ain't gonna be the best post. It ain't gonna be the post that goes viral.
It's the shit that like, it's the fear. It's the fear that people hold. The fear holds everyone back.
Fear of failure. Mm-hmm. But my biggest fear, and I've developed this as an adult, is not failing, right? Because failure is gonna come 1,000 times. Like I saw somebody posted that was like, I have failed more times than you've even tried.
That's
like,
facts.
You know, so like when you see someone's success, you look at their past, they have failed 1,000 times before they've gotten there, and you haven't even got out of bed yet.
And everyone just sees the wins though.
Yeah.
Or the when they stomp.
Yeah. It's like you haven't even gotten out of bed, and this dude has failed 1,000 times before you started.
That's what my biggest fear is, regret.
Regret. Dude, well, laying in your bed when your clock's being punched and going, man, I should have did that.
I want to push this because like if I don't do it and then 20 years from now I see someone that did something similar that I could have done easily, just putting the work in, and me being like, damn, I could have done that.
I could have done that. So what's your goal now with, you say you manage your best friend. Like what's your goal with that? Like what's that looking like?
Pretty good. We're doing, we got 2 new songs that just came out, Activate and Gutta Valley, featuring Fed the God here out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So we got a video coming out for Activate next, and then we got 2 new songs coming in the next couple months. Just pushing the music and wanting to do more shows. Once summer breaks, we'll get back into doing shows and stuff.
Is that something you're responsible for? Is like booking
I do,
for
like,
him and all that stuff?
Well, me and him, honestly, like you said, you got to have a team. I'm his manager, but like we do everything together. Like we plan everything out, we map it out. But like I do all like the networking, like talking with people. Like he'll be like, hey, that's my manager, handle it with him. So like I like it though. I love it. Like he don't pay me. I do it out of just because I want to. Because I know his talent. We met when we were like 13 years old, and like at that point, I never really met anyone that like had the same dreams as me. I knew whenever I was a little kid, I was like, I'm not gonna be regular. I knew I wasn't gonna have a normal job. I always said I'm gonna be like remembered. I'm
something different.
Something different. Like I'm gonna make some shit shake. And when I met him, he believed in his music 100%. And like his music was still good then, not as good as it is now, but like he believed in himself and 100% told me. And so then I believed him. He made me believe. And then like we just been rocking with each other ever since. And so I know it's not like about money or like competitiveness. Like we both want to win. We always told each other, if you make it, I'm taking you. If you make it, I'm, like vice versa.
And that's honestly surrounding yourself with that same mindset. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna be further ahead than someone just trying to do it on their own.
Because people will get greedy and want to do it by themselves, or like not trust people. Like he trusts me fully with his career, like 100%. Like I have no ill intentions. I have nothing bad. Like because why would I want to sabotage myself? It's gonna help me to help him, and like vice versa.
And that's how I am with my boy, man. Like his boxing, he was 4-0 with 4 knockouts. Dude's works a full-time 12-hour day job.
That's crazy.
Trains in the beginning.
Those people need
trains during,
awards, bro.
Spars after, goes to freaking Ohio to spar, goes to these gyms to spar. He's always like pushing. That's why the fucking dude who said he ducked him, like, you don't even know this fucking dude's work ethic. Like, this dude's training alone will...
He was just trying to get some clout.
Yeah, and I told him that. I was like, you clout chasing on a fighter's page. I hope your promotion's better than that, but whatever.
Well, they seen his potential, though. Too.
Yeah.
They were jealous. Like, they wanted him on.
I push him in everything I do, bro. Like, because I know where he can be.
Yeah.
And if he gets there without me, awesome.
Sometimes people like your friend and my friend that I manage, like, they can't see that for themselves. Like, my friend, he grew up in an upbringing, like, just work with the horses, So, like, there was no, like, thought of, like, oh, you could be famous doing this. You could really make it doing this. I'm not saying they discredited his dreams, but, like, a lot of friends and people that are around you that, like, don't see that, like, that's possible. Like, okay, some of my family members, I seen a quote, it's like, don't shrink your dreams to other people's expectations. A lot of my family members don't think that, like, being famous is an opportunity or making it happen is, like, even feasible, Yeah. So, like, you can eat, and it's sometimes people that you're really close to.
And it hurts to hear.
It's their mindset, though. Like, especially the older heads.
See, like, that's something, my mom, man, she don't speak English. She watches my podcast. She'll just throw it on.
That's how my mom was, bro.
And I'm like...
If I told her I want to be the president, she'd be like, oh, you can, you will.
Yeah, and like,
you need
that
somebody
alone,
like that.
I'm like, damn, okay.
But also, like, okay, my abuelo, my best friend, my grandpa, he's my best friend. I told him I'm calling this podcast. What the hell are you going on a podcast for? What the hell?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what the hell are you going to talk about? Like, what, But he's an old head. That's it. that doesn't hurt my feelings that he's like that. It's just his mentality. So it's good to have people like that too, I feel like.
To kind of keep you grounded.
To keep you grounded, like, okay, yeah, I'm going to show him why. I'm going to show him why the fuck I'm going on this podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm going to put his ass in a nice car one of these days.
Watch it.
I'm going to get him some nice racehorses, and he's going to be happy then. But, like, he's not saying it in, like, ill intent or, like...
No, it's just you got to meet people where they're at, you know? Like, because I have friends and family members who are like, what do you have a podcast about?
Yeah.
And, like, I even do it to myself. I'm like, who am I to have a podcast?
That's what I always feel when people are like, what is your brand represent? What is it for?
Yeah, it's like, I get it. I understand.
I'm not really selling anything. I'm not doing anything, like... I don't have a store yet. It's not like that. It's more like it's a lifestyle mentality. It reminds me of like the Live Strong and like, you ever heard of the Low Life bracelets? It used to be like this thing from WVU College, I think. They had wristbands with like a little balloon. And it was like Low Life. They'd put like, it's called Lack of Worries. It was Low Life. And it was, they inspired me too, kind of just like putting good energy out there.
Yeah.
Quotes, like believing in yourself, and out of all the obstacles you have to face, you can still do it.
Dude, I'm a grew up humble beginnings in the city of Erie. Like that city.
You ever been to Prescott?
Yeah, dude. I used to jump off a little train boats that dock. We used to jump off the train boats. Now I hate fucking open bodies of water. Make that make sense.
I'm afraid of water,
dude.
My biggest fear is
I can't fight in water.
I couldn't do. I get to my leg, like my thighs right here.
I go to my waist. If I can see the water, I'll go to my chest. But like, I can't fight in water.
That's even scarier.
Yeah, you can get me in the water. I don't want to be in there. But so sometimes we put ourselves in this box of like who am I and why am I doing this?
You second guess yourself.
And then you get comments. You get people like you come in here. Oh, dude, you got that. And I'm like, man.
But it's kind of good when you do that though, because then it makes you come up with reasons why you should keep going.
Yeah.
When you
dude,
guess.
every time I get a comment or a message, they're like, man, that episode. I'm like, all right. Let's do the next one. I got to do the next one because one person comments, cool.
How often do you do episodes?
Every week.
Every week?
Every week. I try to do every week.
That's
like,
awesome.
Talk about always grinding.
Yeah.
My schedule's been so booked, I couldn't get anyone. And then you come on and you're like, oh, I could do set. I have to process your episode for tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
And I got the fights tonight.
That's legit.
So, like, I got to find a way now. And I'm always. What you're saying?
Always crying.
Always. I'm gonna make it happen somehow.
That's fire.
I'm gonna make your episode post tomorrow somehow. That's the game, and I love awesome. That when I'm putting that pressure.
I like
bro,
that better now that mine is like that,
dude. It's fitting. It's fitting. Talk about full circle, but like, that's why like fighting is so crazy to me, right? Because if I walk out of here and I get into a fight, cool, whatever. But like the fact that I would have to schedule a fight 2 months from now, and now I'm preparing and training for that, and I know the other person is, dude, it would get in your mind.
I don't like to fight for myself, bro. I just like the only time I've ever been in like actual fights is like defending a friend or arguing with someone about like a family member. Like I never like when people make fun of me, I laugh, bro. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like I don't get upset or like offended. I don't get, but like if someone's fucking with my friend, I'm like I get super protective. I'm like, I don't know why.
Down,
yeah,
bro.
I'm like fuck you, bro.
But like I grew up fighting all the time growing up. And I was whatever. But like when I was like, not professional because I was an amateur, but when I was like doing this sanction, dude, I'm like, fuck, dude, this ain't
it's
for
different.
me.
It's a different mentality, bro.
Dude, and then you get people on here who are like, oh, I love doing this. And I'm like, dude, you're a different
You still
breed.
train now?
I still train, yeah.
Where at? Stout?
Stout, yeah.
I'm supposed to be coming up. Bronco wanted me to come up and check it out.
Dude, let's go.
Bro, as soon as I get better, man. I've been off for like 2 months for my gallbladder.
I haven't trained regularly since last May because I tore my meniscus. So I've been rehabbing that and stuff. I've jumped in, done the class, and then I feel that like I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna take.
You get nervous,
yeah. It's all mental.
I'm scared for a fucking body triangle on my stomach now because I just got my gallbladder out.
Well, that you should probably not train yet. But
I'm waiting till like May probably.
Dude, come on down, bro. One thing I love about Stout, bro, you come in, they're all about cross training coming in, like. They're cool about that, especially the people there, man. Everyone's down. Like, oh, you train?
Yeah.
You train where at this gym? Cool, come in.
That's how I was. I went out to Phoenix to visit my boy Guillermo, and I was like, bro, there's a gym right across the street from your house. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's the MMA lab. I'm like, oh shit. So I took a little Uber while he was working, went over, trained. I fucking was rolling around with Jared Cannonier. He put me in a triangle.
You get humbled real quick, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I got out of his triangle. I swear to God. But he fucking did a belly down arm bar and broke my arm. But it was legit.
You can tap
it was
on
cool
that.
As fuck. Oh yeah. Oh, I did.
I'm quick to fucking training.
As soon as he rolled with me over, I was like,
yeah, we're training, bro. Like when I was fighting my first fight, my shoulders being ripped apart, and there's like 10 seconds left. I'm like, I'm not fucking like I'm not.
Did you fight with 24/7?
No, I was fighting in Cleveland.
Okay, what was the promotion?
Roctagon.
Oh, I never heard.
Back
of
in the day.
Yeah, there's one now that is around here too. It's called Made Men.
Made Men Promotions. I know a lot of style people who fight in that too.
Yeah. Bronco just fought on.
I was say, so a couple other fighters fighting that.
They do where
They're in
I live.
Virginia, right?
No, West Virginia.
They're West. I keep saying they're in West Virginia, right?
West Virginia's right there. Bro. You gotta come down to the casino.
Dude,
I gotta get you down.
I'm a big casino.
You gotta
dude,
see the
bro.
horses.
Who
and
the
stuff.
fuck? Someone was asking me to commentate on that. I'm like,
for real?
bro, I color commentate. I talk shit. I make
that'd be
jokey
dope.
jokes.
That'd be dope.
So I've
You
been.
got a good voice for it.
Hello. But every time I'm always out of town, every time this shit happens. But that's one thing I want to do is go to that. Cause like I love fights, man. I love being around fights and the culture.
I just missed the last one, bro. Cause I was sick. I just got like recovering. So.
Oh, there's fights come March 15th. It's 247.
Yeah, those ones. I'll probably make it to the.
I think it's
the
March
April
15th.
one. I'll probably make it up here to the April one, and then I think they come back down there for Made Men in July. So you should come down.
Dude,
July,
I'll come down. I haven't been to one of those. I haven't been to one of those. So I'm trying
It's
to.
smaller, so it's a little bit more intimate, but it's still cool.
Dude,
It's not as professional. 247 is the most professional, like professional, but like not like a big corporation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the most professional I've ever seen. Hunter does a great job.
Dude,
everyone over there, that whole team is legit.
they've definitely, and they're still building. Man, they got that arena that they're still putting together.
Yeah.
So once that comes out, dude, it's gonna
sick.
take the MMA in this area to the next level. But at the end of the day, it's all about what happens in that ring, man.
They need
In
to
that
get the
cage.
fights back here too in UFC. They haven't been here in years.
Let's push for that.
That would be dope, bro.
AG and TRP.
Oh, that would be crazy, bro. We just set up the fucking
we set up the fucking UFC fights.
international fight week we do it here.
At
This summer.
PPG. Look.
Bro, they could do it there. I don't know why they couldn't. I think they did
could.
years ago, right?
I don't know where they did it.
Or Carnegie Mellon, right?
The fuck's over there?
Or not Carnegie Mellon. What was the?
KeyBank?
No, the old Penguin Stadium. What was that?
Oh, the
Mellon Arena. It was Mellon Arena.
Yeah. And then before that, it was.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, he was like, pause.
Carnegie Mellon. Mellon Arena, I think.
Energy. Fuck, what was it called? I'm not from here, so I could say that too. I forget. What after everything's said and done, people are listening to this episode's over. What's one message you want people to take with them from your story this episode?
Just look at the obstacles that like you yourself have to go through, and just think that like it's not the end of the route. Like you can get through any obstacle. You're never chained down or locked up. Like you can get through it. Life can happen in a flash or change in a flash. No matter what, you gotta make it happen somehow.
For the
good
bad.
and bad, yeah. But sometimes the bad works out too. Like my favorite quote that I live by, I have it tattooed as my first tattoo. It's I'll say it in Spanish for you. It's like one of the few words or sentences I can say. Todo sucede por una razón. Did I say it right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kind of todo sucede.
And what's that mean for our listeners?
Everything happens for a reason. Say it right, kind of?
Yeah, no, you said it. You said it right. You said it right.
So, like, no matter what the reason, even if it's something that seems real bad, like my mom passing away, at first I'm like, man, my life will never be the same. That made me such a stronger man. Like, it wasn't a good reason, but the reasons that happened after, like, made me grow up, made me mature, made me find some religion. It made me just keep going.
Find faith.
Mm-hmm.
Find faith.
Yep.
Because, like, I tell people, like, I'm a God-fearing man. I go to church. I read the Bible. But I'm not religious.
Okay,
I'm not a religious person.
So, see, that's where I lose the words. I'm not tapped in enough.
No, and that's fine. And that's why, like, I wanted to understand, like, where you're at, because what religion has. So Jesus Christ came to abolish religion, right? The what was happening at that time, people have lost the true meaning of what the gospel is, of what faith means.
That's what it is.
And then they became religious, right? Mm-hmm. To the point where we as men started to develop our own rules to honor God that weren't really to honor God, and it was more to shame the person, right? Okay. Like,
so it's just a different way of like putting it in like a
perspective, right? Like at the end of the day, Jesus came, died for our sins, rose again. We have to develop a relationship with Jesus, right? With God.
Yeah.
And then we as people go, well, you're a woman, you can't wear makeup. Yeah. Like you're of the world,
or you can't do this.
And it's like hold on, like what's the message we were given? Love God how He has loved us, and love your neighbor how He has loved us. Right? Like once you start approaching that principle, love people how God has loved us.
So does being faithful, like not faithful, having faith, still means like this. So that's where I get confused.
Yeah, that's the question.
So like having faith doesn't mean like, okay, I believe in everything Christianity says and stuff, right? Like, cause like there's a lot of stuff I disagree with, but there's a lot
Like
that I
what?
do agree with.
Like what?
Like
not to put you on the spot, but like, hopefully I can clear
with
something
like
up.
sinning and stuff. Like there's all these rapists and murderers and stuff.
The Bible doesn't doesn't
see. I've never
condone.
read the Bible.
No,
so
that's fine.
That's why I'm not.
So like people say, this is how I approach it. Does cold exist? Is it something tangible?
Cold.
Coldness. Yeah.
Like that you could grab or hold.
Yeah.
In?
Like is coldness something?
Not necessarily.
Real.
No,
it's not.
No.
What is cold? The absence of heat. That's how we measure cold. 0 Kelvin, I believe, is the coldest you can get. That means there's 0 heat from there. Even on a cold day outside, there's still an element of heat, right? 32 degrees. It's cold outside. We can't argue it's cold. It's cold. But that's just, we're still measuring with heat, right? So if we're talking about an all-knowing, all-good God, God is the, and I get it, there's a lot of people who don't believe in this, but we're this is the topic we're talking about. Yeah. He's perfection. So how do we measure perfection if there's nothing against that, right? Yeah, there's nothing there, right? Yeah. So evil in this world is the absence of God. Like people, he created us.
I know there's a lot of different
there is
terminology that you could think about. So I'm more like being black or white about it is what I'm too black or white about it. You know what I mean?
And we as people are like that.
Because I have a lot of I need to see it to believe it. I'm very
who built this building?
I don't know. Some workers that
you believe there's a building here, right? You believe someone built it?
Some contractors probably.
Did you see it get probably some Mexican? Did you see who built it?
No. Okay.
Did you see?
Yeah,
you trust when you
there's
come in here.
There's a lot of loopholes. You got me.
No,
you're right.
Hopefully, it just gets you thinking
believe me, bro. Like from before my mother passed away, I was straight nah, I don't believe in shit. I used to wear this.
I was the same way. Why did bad happen? Why does bad happen?
All my friends wear crosses. I was like, I don't believe in God. I believe in the horses because that's what my family came about.
Yeah.
From. My grandfather came to this country for the racehorses. Met my grandma. That's the reason I'm born. So I'm in my mind, I'm black and white about it. This is the reason I'm here. It's because of this profession. Then once my mother passed away and I started learning more about different things and just having faith, I started getting faith in myself and my consciousness. I talk to myself in my head about things okay, dealing with this gallbladder. I'm very grateful for the things I have, but I would pray, trying to get better and different things, but just being aware of different aspects of life, I guess.
Yeah, and I love talking about this because, and it's not like a hot gotcha moment. It's more like a people listening, because there are people listening who have the same. I was that guy, and when God made us, He didn't make us what is perfect, right? Because God is perfect, and and I get this a lot. Oh, God's perfect. Why would He make us to sin?
Yeah, that or
He didn't make us.
Why is there natural disasters? See that? But I believe everything happens for a reason. We need those bad things to happen so we can appreciate the good too.
Yeah.
But it is sad, when young kids are dying in the children's hospital.
Yeah,
and,
it's very
different
sad.
Things and stuff. So
I can't sit here and say I know everything. It's just my understanding of where I'm at in my journey, because we're all on a journey, whether you believe in Him or not. We're all going through life together for the first time, right? If we could understand God, if we could put God in a box, this is God. Do we have any use for Him now that we completely understand everything He does and why? When your parents or old heads tell you they give you life advice as a kid, what do we do? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one ear out the other.
As you get older and more mature, you're like,
you really
damn, I didn't understand that then. Yeah. I understand that now. Just because we don't understand doesn't mean
that is not true.
That is not true.
I agree with that.
So when we were given free will, God made us perfect in His design for us, right? We're not perfect beings, but His perfection for us was
the opportunities to be.
You have the opportunity to choose Him, the opportunity not to choose Him.
So I don't want to get all into it, but so the people that do real wrong, like the terrorists and the bad things, they can be saved, correct?
Technically,
because that's the way they're brought up in that too. That's why it's fucked up. I'm not saying terrorists could be good people, but
no, it's not.
If you think about it, a lot of those people, that's just all they know from time up.
And this is probably where I get canceled, but it says you can be saved if you have if you truly believe, right? Mm-hmm. Now, oftentimes what happens is people don't truly believe. They say they do, right? We have a lot of Christians, quote unquote,
a lot
pastors.
of people when they're about to die and stuff too, they're scared that they don't really believe, they're just scared to death.
Yeah, like, is that a true
pastors,
belief?
They do it for a fucking paycheck.
Exactly. So that's what we see, and then we attribute Christianity
touching
to
little boys, in, like churches, but
but
that's what makes people.
Are their hearts in the right place? If you're doing that stuff,
then no,
not
at all. Yeah.
No. So you can have a pastor who has led a church and saved thousands of people because he's brought people to Jesus. But he's not necessarily saved, or she's not necessarily saved.
Probably just to bring those other people.
Yeah, and God uses that, right? Because like we make a decision, bad decision. God uses everything for good, right? So like your mother passing might not have been
ideal. It made good for me. Yeah.
But it made good for you. And guess what? It could be that your mom's with him now. And guess what? The Creator of life has the right to take it.
That's why it's weird because when I do pray, I pray to I do say good morning, God. I pray to God. I actually do. But I also kind of feel like I'm talking to her, too, in a weird way. Like, I don't know. And sometimes I'll, say a message to her as well. I used to write down. I would journal on my phone or on a little notepad.
I started a journal.
I would journal, just thoughts, random thoughts. And then I also, wrote a letter to her one time. It was weird. It was just, updating her on how my life's been so far.
But that's a good way.
She used to be in and out of jail a lot.
Yeah, that's a good way to
So I used to
connect.
always write letters with her anyway. So, that was a form of, healing with that as well, but also just communicating with her.
Yeah, no, that's very healthy.
My girlfriend recommended that, and I was like, that sounds stupid as fuck. Why would I do that? And I did it. It made me feel so much better.
Journaling was corny as fuck.
Oh, I think it's just I took my girls one time.
I still think it is,
diary,
and I do it.
You go to diary, and then I did it, and I was like, this makes sense. Manifesting, I manifest. I write down my goals. I write down what I'm grateful for. Just chopping it up with myself.
We're putting it out, putting it out there.
I believe you can speak anything into existence.
Yeah, I feel if you have the best of intention.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You can't just I need $1 million to take over the world. That's not gonna happen. But if you really have a good heart and you believe in what you want to happen.
I want to see good for my boy. I want to manage his career so he can do good.
100%.
And
that's
not
why
I want to be
blessings
rich.
have been happening for us. Great opportunities have happened. I remember being a kid. We always thought about making music with people up here in Taylor Gang. We just did a feature with Taylor Gang's artists. I met the owner Taylor Gang just from this friendship.
That's dope.
It's crazy, bro. And not on some fanboying. I went to the game, Ravens and Steelers game with my girl. He hit me up, yo, bro, meet us at this place. It was some restaurant up in Mount Washington. And he's like, come up here, I want you to meet someone. He introduced me to him. I met him. It was cool as fuck. It was a good time.
Well, and if you, like I said, if you move with the best of intention, people see that.
And they know, I'm not moving weird. I'm the connector, bro. I'm trying to make everyone make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Someone told me that.
The orchestrator.
You ever watch the Cholo MMA dudes?
Yeah, dude.
That's who told me. That's who called me that. I connected him with some fighters and stuff, and was gonna get them on the podcast. They're Cholo MMA. They always do hey, I got this fool and a half Nelson, and different shit.
They're fucking funny.
He said, bro, I love your brand, everything. He's like, you're the fucking connector, bro. I said, I'm using that shit.
You better coin that before it becomes royalties.
The connector.
No, but
I'll throw him some paper.
There you go. But and that's what I aim to do with the podcast, connect, and it's cool because other guests I've had on, oh, so and so, I've been trying to do the Hunter. Mm-hmm. They're starting the arena. He's like, oh yeah, we're looking for a beer sponsor, someone provide beer. I'm at the fucking brewery.
Oh really? Oh yeah, here. Fuck, I've never been over this way.
So that's a connection. I had someone, the Clemente Museum, the guy wanted to bring Damian Priest, who's Puerto Rican. I believe Damian's Priest. He's a big WWE guy.
Oh yeah, I do know.
He was gonna come. And he's like, oh, I want him to give him a tour of the Clemente Museum.
Oh, that's what he had
Shane,
on there?
yeah, Shane had connections to WWE, so everything, dude, everything just ties
all about
in.
the doors,
how many people? Hutch, Shane. I'm trying to have David Allen on here who does the suits.
You ever seen the video of Rampage beating the door down? Yeah. I always say when an opportunity comes and I'm trying to get my foot in the door, fuck that. I'm busting that door down like Rampage.
He fucking ripped that door off the
hinges. I'm not getting my foot in the door like people want, getting your foot in there. I'm fucking beating that door down.
Rip it off.
Any opportunity I can get that can help me and help the people that are giving me that opportunity, I'm busting that door down like Rampage.
Well, and that's where it becomes fruitful, right? I want to get into rooms, obviously to better myself, but to better that room too.
Oh yeah, that's what.
If you can be a mutual, I don't have all the money in the world, but I got knowledge, I got connections. If that's what I have to offer, that's what I offer.
Experience, that's the main thing. No one has your experiences. No one has my experiences. No one can like take that from you.
If you can use my experiences to better yourself,
Exactly.
boom, let's do it.
It's knowledge and experience, bro. No one can take either of those from you. They can take all your money, all your clothes, your podcast down, but you're gonna go out there and be like, I got this. This happened to me. That never fucking happened to you. You don't know how that felt. So I knew how this happened. Like,
if you can do it again when everything's taken, you got something to bring to the table. 100%. You know, you can take all the money. If you can't make that money again, like
or without anything. Look, if you can do it without anything, like what
you could do it with it.
What could you do if like, imagine what you could really do if you were doing this full time.
Oh, studio team.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd probably be sweet.
Someone handling all this shit. You wouldn't need that. You had notes over here behind us where no one saw, or
That's a good
this
idea.
or that. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you had, like, the opportunities are endless.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Network makes the net worth. Where can people follow you if they want to kind of follow what you're doing, your story?
Instagram, AndyJG513. Facebook, Andy Jeremiah Gonzalez. Twitter, AndyJG513.
Still on the Twitter? I've never like.
Twitter's fucked up right now. I really don't use Twitter like that. I can't lie.
I don't understand it.
Well, it's basically just for me, and it ain't what I'm looking up. It's MMA, football, and porn, bro. They be putting porn. Like,
dude,
they're flooding.
I've heard that.
My girl was like, "That means you're clicking on it." I said, "No, the fucking don't." Like,
no,
I haven't clicked
I've
on
heard
nothing,
it's
bro.
become like a kind of free for all.
Well, they do it. So when you sign up, you put your name, your age. So they're putting like certain ads for the age groups. Guaranteed. And like,
looking up porn.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, listen, so I'm like, I'm really not looking this shit up. So then I went to, when I was working, I was telling my friends, like, dude, mine's the same way. I'm like, bro, this shit.
It's become like a free, because they're trying to like pride themselves in being an open platform.
People getting killed on there, bro. You can watch people.
Dude, I'm
get
seeing
their
that on
head butt.
Instagram now.
Yeah. Oh, see,
dude, I was scrolling. I was like,
damn. It hasn't made it to my Instagram.
This is the fifth person
That's
I've
my
seen
Twitter, bro.
off.
First, it was people getting killed, and I kept putting, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Like, so it went away. Then it started putting porn, and I kept putting, don't want to see this, and then it'll go away. So like, it's like they're flooding it with like
they're feeling out.
They're trying, bro. It's like,
stay off social media. That's the
For real.
Stay off social media.
But I try to, but like, my girl always says I'm addicted to my phone. That's how I make my connections, bro. That's how I met you.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, that's how I meet
it's
a lot of
necessary.
people.
Like, if you use it the right way, dude, it could be
Like, I'm
so
not out there
beneficial.
looking like for stupid shit. Like, I'm trying to push my brand, push our music, meet new people, talk to new people. Like,
what's next for your managing career? What's next for
I want
your artist?
to manage a fighter, and I want us to open up for a pretty big artist. For the music, I want us to drop some more music in the next couple months, and hopefully open up in a show with a pretty big artist. I want us to open up. And then for me personally, with my brand, I want to manage a fighter within the next 6 months. At least start.
Let's go. If you're listening to this and
I'm
need a
down.
manager,
I want to help. Get you in the right position.
Hey, well, bro, I appreciate you for driving
I appreciate
over
you,
an
man.
hour to come on, man.
Hell yeah.
This is the one with.
It was a relentless drive.
Yeah.
Bro, I did have to avoid some crash and shit, so.
There's always a fucking crash in those tunnels, especially the tunnels, man. Like,
I love it though, bro. It's the prettiest city in the world.
Dude, when you're driving at
Fuck
night,
the Steelers, but
those
I love the city, bro. I love this
the
city.
bridges are lit up. You're like, man, this city ain't.
I've been all over, bro. I drove to California last summer, and San Diego was the second prettiest, I think, for me. But I've been to Phoenix, Miami, New York City. I've been all over, bro. And Pittsburgh's the prettiest city.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. Come to the Steel City. Well, I appreciate you for jumping on. This is the one with Andy Gonzalez. Always grinding.
Hell yeah.
And we're out, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Later.